All right, shalom, shalom. Keep your seat and sit down real quick. Listen to Akia or Yasir. But anyway, before we begin, let the Lord praise all other than our Lord too. Yahweh, Bashim, Yahushua, Bashim, Kakadash. The Lord to the elder apostle and elder bishop, great bills, Mike the 8, General Best, shalom to the free elect, on the planet for the 1,000.
Shalom, 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 shalom. Alright, so like the brother say, Rock the Thar, Y'all Bashing Y'all Shot. But the brother said to a chat earlier, with Trump doing a little thing, really can go into that a little bit, just to give an insight of how, like we got the title here, the signs of evidence. Speaking on, just Lord willing, going to like the signs that's showing, future prophecy of what signs that's showing the future prophecy that's going to come to pass. With Armageddon, World War III, with certain countries that's mentioned that's going to be the downfall of this place, of Babylon. Because Babylon is in this revised empire, Babylon is in that top seat. Babylon is basically they like the head of NATO. Like El Pastor always say, America get the cold, everybody else get the flu. Because America don't went out to the whole world and enforced its policies. Is not the back real fast. You bring Habakkuk 2 and 5. Just going to showing how America done went out to the whole world and enforced their philosophy and their ways, making everybody drunk with that fornication. And now it's the nations are mad. Now it's backfiring on them. Everybody starting to see the weakness and the decay of the system and see how weak it is. They're ready to come against it. You might have a cook too. Yeah,
This is Habakkuk 2 and 2. It says, "And the Lord answered me and said, Write the vision, make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it."
Come on in the Bible.
It says, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak."
Quick point, Romans 15 and 4, things are written 4 times for our learning. So these visions are for a point in time for us to see. Yahweh told him, there would be signs, that's why he cussed them out in Matthew 16, how can y'all look at the sky, see the weather, but you can't look at the times and certain signs of things going on. Also the parable we know is summer is not. You look at the trees get blossoming, things of that much, things of that such, and they say, you start seeing that, spring here, then summer getting close. People started to come out. People started to fix their pools up and whatnot. But these times you see it with things wrapping up. When the brother's gonna get into the article, things wrapping up, things and such. Man, it's the second day in 2026, and it's already showing. Oh, it's Thursday.
They bought on early hours, so like midnight over here, so like the early hours of the whole day.
So it's the third day of the year, whatnot, and it's already wrapping up and whatnot. But we continue.
Beginning of verse 3 again, it says, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry." Took all the way to 2026, right? However long it took, that it's going to happen, right? You'll start from the top.
Start for you. You can continue. Let me read this real fast. This is the point how you made. Second Ezra 4, and this quick piece of verse 26, right? It says, "Then he answered me and said, The more thou searchest, the more thou marvel, for the world hates fast to pass away." Because a lot of people, they, oh man, we done heard this before, we done seen anything. you know, things such. But everything is happening faster than we think. With us, it's taking time. We say, oh, this is happening. This, and that. Hey, these are signs showing that this place is coming down faster than we think, right? It says, it cannot comprehend the things that are promised to the righteous in time to come for the world is full of unrighteousness and infirmity. Because a lot of people who are in the spirit, they can't see these signs and seeing how you know the word. And a lot of people think they got time. We done seen this before. Or things of that sort. Man, I done lived such a amount of years. They always talk about war. They always talk about this and that. Hey, these are signs, things that come showing you that the world is is going fast. You know, we might think it's taking a long time, but hey, these things are coming fast. But I'm just
Both of them are unbelievers, right? It's not just because they heard it, they never seen it, so it's not going to happen, right? But I'm going to read this real quick. Second Ezra 1 chapter, verse 37. It said, by measure have you measured the time, and my thumb have you numbered the time. If you have not moved or stirred them until the said measure be fulfilled. So you got to know and understand that the Lord is going to have prophecy be fulfilled when He wants prophecy to be fulfilled. Like you said, the Lord is long suffering, so therefore He waiting us. That's why He told us, well, for His saints to be what patient, right? You have to be patient. You have to wait for these things to come to pass. And like I said, World War III can't be established. It can't happen until what the mandatory he did. MOTB, the RFID chip, right? So you gotta think, or you gotta know that these were the events of the war, these threats, these rumors of war, these all things leading up to World War III. But before that, come at a full high scale, MOTB, aka the RFID chip, has to become mandatory.
Let me read this right quick. Just another quick precept is Numbers 23 and 19. It says, the Most High is not a man that he should lie, neither the Son of Man that he should repent. Hath he said, and shall he not do it? Or hath he spoken, and shall he not make it good? And that's what the brother was saying. He's not a man that he should lie. So when he says certain prophecies have to happen, right? When he says wars, people coming against Babylon, Babylon being who they are, all these types of things, they must come to pass, right? So just like going back to the Habakkuk, right? Though it may tarry, or to you it's tarrying, to you it may seem like it's taking a while. To the Most High, He operates one time outside of ours. Like it says, 1,000 years is one day is 1,000 years. So He don't operate like how we do it.
even with good point, when it said not one jot, one tittle to pass away. Even that, think about it when they Most High lived in Egypt. When Moses went up to the mountain, close to the chariot, they couldn't get their patience. They getting Aaron to get all the gold from everybody. What you build like the little golden, and they worshiping that because they couldn't get their patience to wait on Moses come back with the better whatnot. Jake been impatient, but Romans 11 said, when they're seeking for it, the elect gonna find it. The elect gonna find that patience. They're gonna find that truth. They're gonna keep that faith. But it's ultimately given to them as a gift. It's a gift that's given to the elect. So us having this faith, us having understand it's a gift because we see in these times these things are such. These people around, they not really paying attention to what's going on. That's what I was about to say. If you go up to Habakkuk 2, you start at verse 1, it tell you building that watchtower. That's why how should I say building that watchtower, right? Because once again, Matthew 16, when he cuts them out, these are the signs that you got to see. You got to think that the prophets, the prophets, the apostles, they always searched out for that. They did that diligent search out to know when that salvation was coming. But Yahushua always told them, no man knows the time but the Father. But he said there were signs that would show when he's getting closer and closer for that to be fulfilled. You know what I'm saying? I think about it, Acts. They ask him, will again this time be restored to Israel? Now it's not telling me what, no man knows the time but the Father, not even the Son. But he also tells them there are going to be signs and things that said that's show. And a lot of prophecies be fulfilled, but there's a lot of prophecies that still have to be fulfilled. So you got to keep your patience. But the signs are evident. The signs are obvious. They right in front of your face. Either you see them or you don't. But ultimately, the elect will see them. That 144,000 that number. The men and few women and children. They gonna see these things. They gonna be on that watchtower to be focused and not be out here. We bring out the precept the other day. Walking circumspect. Not out here just moving around as if things is just if and but and good. Peace and safety and sudden destruction. Really paraphrasing, right? That's
So, verse 4, it says, Habakkuk 2 and 4, it says, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith.
That just, the elect, they don't live by that faith that we're talking about.
verse 5, it says, yeah, also because he transgresseth by wine.
Good point. What is that? Revelation 17 to Revelation 18 did not tell you that that woman, that whore, right, got everybody drunk off her fornication, her wine. What is the spiritual? What is that wine? In fact, let's go to this real fast. Proverbs 20, verse 1. It says, "Wine is a mocker, strong drink is raging, and whosoever is deceived thereby is not wise." Right. So you understand that wine is going into what? The philosophy, the ways, the policies. Right. That's what America pushes. That's what everybody drinking up the lifestyle of America. Right. That's what everybody drunken off of right now. That's what everybody full of right now. But Jeremiah 49 and 12. So what they say? Those who are not supposed to drink have to certainly be drunken. Who's that talking about? Nation of Israel. We wasn't supposed to drink that cup. We weren't supposed to be out here drunken off the fornication of Babylon. But then you staggering out for strong drink. What does that mean? You staggering from these doctrines, these ways, these philosophies. Hosea 4:6, you're going to be destroyed for the lack of knowledge you have because you got a knowledge of Babylon. You got a knowledge of this place.
Again, just proving that point about wine being like knowledge and understanding. That scripture has said there be a crying for wine in the streets. You know what I'm saying? That's talking about the prophets. Like they crying out. Because Israel gonna be lost in those days. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna know what to do. But at that time, it's gonna be too late. But continuing on with Habakkuk 2, the top 5 again, it says, yeah, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home.
Neither keepeth at home. So what does that mean? He going out everywhere. It's just wine and giving out. He come with a little bit of poison. Esau like to make his enemies weak. Esau like to back them up, get them weak to where they got no choice but to fall to the ways. And what they really do, they go to the leaders of these places. That's why you go into like these other countries, you see the people be poor and messed up, all type of thing. Kids, you see videos, kids running around outside, no shoes on, whatnot, because these leaders, they go to that scarlet. Talk about Revelation. I want to say that 17, if I'm not mistaken, that scarlet, it goes into the money and the things that America allows these people to make, right? And will help these countries make. So these people don't mind the immortality, the ways, things that America come out. But America going all over, man. America got an army base over here, an army base over there. Nobody got no army bases over here. America, they don't go like that. But America go out and need to keep it at home. They go out because ultimately they want to do what? Obtain the whole world. They want the whole world together in the room. Right?
Continuing on, so it says, neither keepeth at home who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto them all people.
And that goes into really that was the point I wanted to read right in verse 5. But that really goes into their whole agenda, that new world order. They want to control everything. They want to be like the Most High. That's why they go out and put all these philosophies and all these things in everybody's face. Things that said they deceive them and trick them, thinking that this is the only way it's gonna work. Hey, you want your country to work good and be perfect, be things that said. Because America is that great whore get everybody in love with. When they're the great whore, everybody like to lay down with her. You see, everybody like the ways and the things that America does. So why would America not go out and tell, hey, you want your country to be like this, mine? Hey, do this, do that, right? But Jeremiah 51 tell you what it says. The nations are mad. So now they start to see that these philosophies, ways, this wine. It was poison, man. America done tricked them, right? So now these countries building up to get ready to come against this thing.
I'm gonna bring out this quick precept right in Isaiah 14 chapter, in verse 10, and I also want to bring this out because I made a point earlier about the other nations as well. So in Isaiah 14:10, it said, "All they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us?" Because while these other nations used to have to come to America to be able to get certain things, but now these other nations got the same exact things, if not better, weaponry, technology and things that America had. So now they like, hey, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? You feel me? So now, instead of these other allies and these other countries having to really trade with America, right? They already got these things, but they know that they got a contract, right? They know that America is their leader, so therefore they still got to do these trains and things that with them. But all these other nations got this at the same time that America has. All right.
Another quick point there, precept. You read it again, Isaiah 14:10. Yeah,
And I started out at 14 10 from the top. All days shall speak, and saying to thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us?
because right, so you know every kingdom have set rule, set rule. What is it? How long they rule? Like 50. Oh, well, it's like
I just like
the time a kingdom will be.
250
But
years.
America done been America coming up on.
2026, it is a 250
You
years.
feel me? So the other nations seeing, you know, because America pride and boast. So these other nations, not only other nations, but these kings before, because it have been kingdoms and rulership before America. But these other ones that been brought down, you know, because you got to think, all the other nations, all the other places was brought down. America came up, right, which is the rise of the empire. So now you look at America like, and then Isaiah 14 is going to when America's falling, right? So now you looking at like America like, yeah, you know, now you falling, now you weak, now you brought down, because you got to think, America got their pride and said what? Said as a queen, I said, see no sorrow. America got their pride. They'll never be took down. They'll never be. That's why it says the in that same chapter it talks about how the trees rejoice, everything rejoice, because when they're in rulership, they out destroying everything. I'm talking about from the economy to the air to the ocean to the water. They destroying everything.
You know, those trees really twofold too, because it's gonna go into the earth, because you know the earth will just nourish, but trees is people too.
The people, what is
That's
that?
when that blind man said,
I see trees, I
Is
see
that,
people trees.
is that Mark? Is that Mark?
Yeah, I said it's in one of the gospels.
But also in that, everything is, you know, out of its course. So now America done been up there doing all this bullshit, all this extra stuff, right? Now these other kingdoms which been brought down, now America done failed. Now you look at America like, yeah, now you weak. Now you brought down, you know. Now you put in your place, because the only rulership that's gonna last forever is when we in the kingdom, you know, how about how shot. That kingdom shall stand forever, as the scriptures say. That's the only kingdom. The kingdom's gonna last forever. These other kingdoms, they have their time. They have their run. You have ones that had their run. That's why John, Apostle John, when he seen in Revelation, he said, you know, I see a new heaven, a new earth. The old one passed away. Because that's what all the rulerships of these other kingdoms had, which the last one being Esau, Edom, right? With the rise of empire here today with the Romans, right? This is the modern day Romans right here, right? Now the next kingdom come in is who? Yahweh Shah and the kingdom for the Israelites, and only for the Israelites.
You gonna read that? Let me keep reading on those two.
And Habakkuk, not Habakkuk, we brought the point.
I'll read that 8 verse.
I'm going to bring out this scripture really quick.
Okay, we can read that.
Second Ezra 6 and I started at verse 6. Alright, he's going to how Esau's the only one who just goes to kill with the phone. The Israelites, right? You know, ultimately, you know, the king will be led by Yahushua, but ultimately, it's what the Israelites.
Got a precept for you. Let me read that.
Second Ezra 6 and 6. And then did I consider these things, and they all were made through me alone, and through none other. By me also they shall be ended, and by none other. Then answered I and said, what shall be the fire out of the time? Or what shall be the end of the first and the beginning of the that follow? Man, also this goes all the way back to the womb, right? Who came out first? Esau, who held hold on Esau's heel. Jacob, so that would follow him, right? So it's talking in 7 to the answer I said, there shall be the partner under the tongue, so the end shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that follows. So it's the end of the first is what Esau king, right? Esau rulership, and the beginning of it that follows what Jacob rulership, Jacob took over, which is the what verse 8, and he said unto me from Abraham to Isaac that Jacob and Esau were born of him. Jacob's hand that first began of Esau. But Esau's the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of the fall of the coast.
There was prophecy that Jacob had to hold on to Esau here, because we understand it. They bruised our heel, we bruised their heel. And we put in low places. We're in a low position right now. So this goes all the way back to the, you know, that when that curse that was put on that serpent, which was male the man. You know, that same spirit that's cursed. That's why we understand it. Esau come out. His pigment script. That's a fit description of the wicked. That shows you who the wicked are. You know, and then pigment script, right? Yeah, they got the rule shut thing and stuff right now, but they're going to be brought down and put back into who they really are, put back to the basis of men, low, and we put back into the position which they are, and once again, the signs are evident of the ending of their kingdom coming to an end. We seeing it, you know. How about how shall showing through signs, things as such, right?
They had mentioned Esau was being covered and not Jacob. The one Esau when he came out with it. Right, he the one that came out already on like a very important, right? Like scripture said. So that's why they mentioned Esau. And that's another reason why they mentioned Esau being covered with it. Esau came out strange, as the scripture.
And then another point too, just clear that's my point. I can't. I think it's in like Genesis 9 or Genesis 11, one of them. But it goes into how Esau wasn't necessarily hairy when he came. He got hairy when he grew older, and the red goes into the pigment with script, so you can see his blood show forth through his skin. You can like basically like his veins, like how we got our veins. You can't necessarily just see, but with them, you know, it's like raw chicken. You can see it. Yeah.
Blue and all that shit.
But you gonna start at verse 6 and have a cook.
Read verse 5 again. Then keep going.
Uh,
Going back to Habakkuk 2, this is starting at verse 5 again. It says, "Yeah, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, Woe to him that increaseth that which is not his, and how long? And to him that ladeth himself with the clay." And the other around I was just going into that today. You know what I'm saying? Because that's really what one of the reasons they were doing it. Because what Trump just said, Trump just had a little press conference saying what they gonna run Venezuela now, like, and they gonna take their oil, but that's not theirs, obviously. You know what I'm saying? They took their leader, and now they basically using their land for their own gain. And that's just what Esau is gonna do.
So I'm gonna read that same precept in the NLT, and I'm gonna read the precept as well. You know, it says, verse 6, Habakkuk 2 and 6 in NLT. "But soon their captors will taunt them, they will mock them, saying, What sorrow awaits you, you thieves?" Right? Now we just quoted earlier how he talks about Revelation 18, not mistaken. You know, I shall see no sorrow, I see the queen, right? But we let them know, right? Because we only understand that we're the captives here. You know, that's why you have I say, publish it. You know, publish his word, teach his truth. Also, what's that? Isaiah 13 and 2. You know, prophesy that banner, right, against this place, because the Most High wants to teach the truth and prophesy the downfall of this place, and prophesy and give a warning unto Jacob, let Esau know that their kingdom is over with. There's going to be a fierce judgment that's going to come upon this place, right? It says, they will mock them, saying, What sorrow awaits you, thieves? Now what will you get? Now you will get what you deserve. You become rich by extortion. But how much longer can this go on? You got that side, right? Now watch what this say, right? It tells you, right? It says you have become rich by extortion. Watch what they say. Let's read it.
Sorry, 10 and 8. Just because of unrighteous dealings and injuries and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another.
So all this killing, this destroying, all this thing they doing, going out destroying the whole world. Guess what? It's gonna be a recompense unto you for all these things. You know, you think you can run around here prideful, joyful, pride. Most I hate pride. You know, he tell you pride comes before the fall and the Holy Spirit. Right? The Holy Spirit, that's their pride and joy, feel like they can't nobody be touched. And like once quoting again, the scriptures tell you they think they are God. The scriptures tell you they exalt themselves for anything that is called God, to be paraphrased. Right? So the Most High gonna destroy them, and when he destroy them, the people gonna see that who's the only true power. And that's Yahweh, you know, being the Father, and Yahweh Shai, who's the Son, man, who the word they call Jesus Christ. Right?
Most out ultimately gonna do Esau how he did with Pharaoh, right? You know, just part of his heart and it going down, right? Romans 9:17 says, "For the scripture said to Pharaoh, even for this same purpose, because have I raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout the earth," right? You know, throughout this whole chapter, right? Talking about who two sons was supposed to Jacob and Esau, right? So 17 for the scripture said to Pharaoh, even for the same purpose that I raised thee up, that I might show my power in Esau. Same way that he raised Pharaoh and showed his power in Pharaoh, same way he's doing Esau. saying that my name might be declared throughout all the earth. Therefore, I can have mercy on whom he will have mercy, and whom he will regard, right? So he has mercy on Jacob. Anybody that can say as much as chapter 31. Right? He go hard with Esau. He said, verse 19 said, thou wilt say then unto me, why does he yet find fault? For who has resisted his will, right? No one resisted the will without passion and no shot, right? What Yahweh said goes to why Yahweh is that was his father, right? And everything else is in place. Verse 20 say, nay, but O man, who art thou that replies against the heavenly father? Shall the things born say to him that born thee, what have thou made in this? Have not the power over the clay, and the same lump to make one vessel to honor, and another to dishonor, right? And you know that one vessel to honor is who Jacob, and that vessel to dishonor is who Esau. So in verse 22, what if the heavenly father willing to show his wrath and to make his power known, because with much long suffering, his vessel of wrath fitted to destruction, who is that vessel of wrath fitted to destruction? Esau, Edom, right? So like,
That First Thessalonians 2, you know, the, what? Prophecy, what? Esau be fulfilled, who is that? The son of perdition. The son of the men of sin, the son of perdition. I'm putting it wrong, but perdition goes to destruction. Second Thessalonians 2, but also 2 and 3. And what it says in Revelation 17, right? When America came in, what it said, America goes into perdition, America goes to destruction. So it's been fitted. The Most High's he runs his show, man. You know, he runs his show. Everything he set and done, you know, Yahweh Shai gets it done. Everything he put out, you understand, he gave Yahweh Shai everything righteous. He committed, at least I committed all judgment to the Son. Really paraphrasing, right? But everything the Father said, you know, Yahweh Shai gets done. And the Most High knows everything. This is where Yahweh Shai came down here. He knew everything. He came down here with the full, right? We can start up in verse 7 again. If you got it in NLT, read it in the, you can read it in the KJV down to verse 8, and then read it in the NLT. NLT is going to hit.
I'll read the KJV first. So Habakkuk 2 and 7, it says, shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for his booties unto them, because I have spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land of the city, and of all that dwell therein. So like I said, man, it's going to be a remnant of the people that's going to spoil them, right? So it's like when Yahweh come back, you know what I'm saying? Some people going to have spiritual powers, you know what I'm saying? Going to be part of that number. You are going to spoil, you know what I'm saying? Esau, Edom, right? They're going to be destroyed, right? And like I said, it's America, aka Babylon, is going to be as a desert, right? This place is going to be completely as ash.
And another good positive that's on this, it wasn't yesterday, right? Going into the fact of, you know, really the men's blood, how about Yahweh really coming to get them folks? That's what they did to the nation of Israel, man. Right? All the blood said, and it said from the people of our nation, you know, drunken with the blood of the saints, Yahweh going to come destroy this place. You know, even when you type it in ChatGPT, Jeremiah 51, so it tells you, it gives you reasons why. It talks about Babylon, you know, they talking about Neo-Babylon Empire, but it's talking about America, you understand spiritually, why they going down for the pride, right, for idolatry, right, for what they've done to the Most High chosen people. That's what ChatGPT said, what they've done for the Most High chosen people, for his chosen people, Israel. And that blood they shed of the children of Israel, man, is going to be a recompense for that coming upon them. Well, you can read
Habakkuk 2 and 7 in the NLT, it says, suddenly your debtors will take action. They will turn on you and take all you have, while you stand trembling and helpless, because you have plundered many nations. Now all the survivors will plunder you. You have committed murder throughout the countryside and filled the town with violence.
Right, and we understand it, kind of what we're going to get into. These nations coming together to destroy America, man. Because
yeah, I'm gonna say that scripture. Where it said you wrote to the phone.
Oh yeah, con. Of course, when Yahweh Shai come, the guys who gonna the men of Yahweh Shai who gonna receive those spiritual powers, they coming, right? Because even I want to say if there's any Habakkuk 2 where it talks about the with the rays, if I'm not mistaken. They don't say rays, but I think it's in Habakkuk when it says he come in the thing shooting out his hand. When you search up the word, it goes to the rays. It's gonna be like rays coming out his hand. The chariots gonna be shooting those rays, the laser beams. I can't think of the precept what exactly said. I know it's in Habakkuk though. But yeah, but but also going into these other nations coming up against America, right? The other nations gonna gather up, and because the way America went out, start back up verse 5 again, the way it went out into all these other nations, all these other people, and came against them, man. There's gonna be these other nations. They're tired of that. They might be doing that. The nations are mad. So now the nations look at them like, you know what? Like the brother was saying earlier, America was at one point when they dropped the bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, right? That was the start of something different. But Most High allowed them to create those bombs. So now at first America was the ones who had these bombs, right? But now everybody has them, right? That's why MAD, right? They got this thing called MAD, mutually assured destruction, because if they know if they come at each other, they know it's gonna be a nuclear war. They know there ain't gonna be no war when they out here like ancient wars with swords, but the modern day swords is what the guns. There ain't gonna be none of that. Nobody pulling up in your country shooting out. Nah, he's gonna be nuclear war. You drop a bullet, and whoever dropped a few bombs first, that's who's gonna win. And they knew that. That's why they got a thing called MAD, mutually assured destruction, where they quote unquote keep that peace amongst each other, where they won't drop bombs. But hey, Most High gonna ramp those things up. You gotta think the Most High spirit gonna be in these missiles. These things gonna hit exactly where you want them to hit at.
Yeah, and it's gonna miss, man. It's around the set there, just the second, 115 turn. Right? And, those bombs wasn't even meant to be used in wars, right? It was just meant to be, like, this is to show off, like, yeah, I got this, I got that. Yeah, I think they dropped atomic bombs, right? Just imagine how much more the nuclear bombs is going to be, right? It's a difference.
So we can go to Revelation 17. What are so you go to Revelation 17 because the point, as mentioned, ultimately, we know that, before the you already there. Okay, so before before Yahweh Shai come, and the angels come and let you be up, we know that the MOTB, Lord willing, we know that Armageddon, World War III, right? And we know Armageddon is going to be those countries, Russia and its allies, we can touch on Russia and allies, but first I want to see them going to basically we can really break from 17 down. How we do it out. But I bring out a few precepts just going into real fast, and just like 2 precepts. But also we know that Yahweh Shai, like the brothers mentioned earlier, Yahweh Shai gonna beam their elect up, and those elect, they're gonna be changing spiritual body, they're gonna have spiritual power, right? So they're gonna be out here getting on Esau, we're gonna destroy this place completely. America's gonna be destroyed completely. Let's just put it like that. America's gonna be wiped away. This place is gonna be done and over with, right? Israel is gonna be destroyed, but it's gonna be built back up. And those ones who survive, those elites, quote unquote, survive, who run into the these bunkers, things like that, we're gonna make them be burying them dead bodies, and they're gonna be the ones who build back up the kingdom, man. The kingdom of righteousness, man. There's no escaping nothing that the Yahweh said. These elites think that they're elites thinking that they're doing something crazy, miracles. The Most High allow you to do these miracles. The Most High allow you to do these things, right? Because it's a prophecy and things are said that's going to be fulfilled. And one of those things is what? The continual employment. So therefore, yeah, y'all can survive as much as y'all want to. But y'all going to be thrown into captivity, and we're going to make y'all rebuild the kingdom up. And also, you're going to be burying dead bodies laying around. Because you're going to be the slain of many, right? I'm going to go to this real fast. This brother ain't got no precept. I was going to bring out so this is before we get Revelation 17. Okay, so this is going into the fact of how these countries gonna come together, right? And earlier, I put it in ChatGPT earlier. When we discussed going to the sit down, and it always ChatGPT always think it's talking about Neo-Babylonian Empire. But it's giving you it's showing you, right, spiritually, through the spirit of probably how about Shai, the 100% truth, right, the unction to know all things, which it'll start with GMS or El Pastor on down, right, but, it talks about how it's going to be a unity of these nations. They're going to come together, and they're going to come against Babylon. And Babylon is America's spiritual side of Egypt, right, so this is Jeremiah 50, and verse 9, right, it says, for lo, matter of fact, I'm going to read verse 4, I'm going to read verse 3. real fast. I'm gonna jump down, right? But it says, Jeremiah 15:3. It says, "For out of the north there comes up a nation against her. Was that nation out of the north? Russia." Real fast. I go to Ezekiel 38. Real fast. And verse 15. And when you start verse 1, it's going into, right? I'll read 1 and 2 and go down real fast. It says, "The word of the Lord Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against God. Gog is Russia, and land of Magog is the land." You know, it says, "The chief prince of Meshach and Tubal and prophesy against him." He says, "And say this," said the Lord Yahweh, right? "Behold, I'm against thee, O God, and the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal." But ultimately, understand the Most High is going to put His spirit on Russia to come up against America, right? It says, "And thou shalt," I'm doing out of verse 15, so like Ezekiel 30 and 15. It says, "And thou shalt come from thy place out of the north parts." What did Jeremiah 50 just say? It should come out of the north, right? It should come out of the north parts, thou and many people with thee, right? Who is those people? I had wrote them down earlier as I watched the lesson, right? There's just a few of them. Russia going to bring China, Iran, the NATO and the EU, which we're going to go into Revelation 17, right? Turkey and some of the African nations. America going to get hit from bombs all over, man, right? It says, "And all of them riding upon horses, a great company and a mighty army," right? So going back to Jeremiah 50, right? And jumping down to verse 9, right? It says, "For lo, I will raise up and call." It says, "For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations of north country." So Russia, China, and all they gonna come. They finna come and bring in destruction on this place. Real fast, the brother ain't holding that. Cause somebody read Revelation 13:2 real fast. His brothers ain't have nothing.
This is Revelation. It's Revelation 13:2. It says, "And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard."
You know, the leopards referring to the Greeks. You know, leopard referring to the Greeks, right? With the Edomites came into power through the Greeks. Going back to first Maccabees, you know, with Alexander the Great, they're going to call it, right?
Where it continued on, it says, "And his feet were as the feet of a bear."
And that bear is who? Russia. Because we understand it, right? They came in power through the Greeks, for that leopard, but they're going to be ended through the Russians. You know, the Russians going to be the ones to bring the ending to this wicked place. Right? Gonna come drop those bombs gonna be coming off on them. Right? Armageddon, for lack of a better word. Right?
Like you said, that's what the feet of the end of something.
Feet of the body.
So Russia is going to be the end of this place. Continuing on, it says, "And his mouth was as the mouth of a lion."
That line, that represent Great Britain. You know, I was talking about that account, how you know how you know these animals. You know, I was our friends when we with Great Britain, their simple animal is the lion. You know, things that said, right? But they're talking about lion because behind the scenes, Great Britain still got say so in America. You know, behind the scenes, Great Britain still calls shots things in America. You know,
It says, "And the dragon gave him his power
and his seat.
and his seat and great authority."
So going in that, let's understand that what America's in that revised Roman, America's in that top seat of the revised Roman Empire, man. Right?
That's who that dragon consists of.
Because we're on verse 3, it talks about the deadly wound that was healed, the Renaissance. So that's when America came back into play. You know, once again, like I would like to reiterate, right? The Renaissance started in Italy. The Italian word for NATO is what? Reborn. So when NATO come together, right, these nations, that's the rebirth of the revised Roman Empire, which, Lord willing, we can get into that now. That was the priest. Well, I'll finish my slide. I'll finish off the piece of Jeremiah 59. Just to, then we can get it. You got it. So this is. So this is Jeremiah 59 again. It says, "For lo, I will raise up a cause to come against Babylon," talking about America, "an assembly of great nations. I will raise up a cause to come up against Babylon," which is America, "an assembly of great nations from the north country," that's, you know, Russia, and all the allies are going to come with them. "They shall set themselves in array against her, right? From thence she shall be taken." The arrows represent what? Missiles, things that said bomb. It shall be as of a mighty expert man, and none shall return in vain. Right? But just knowing that, you know, this place is coming to a downfall. The point we was making earlier before we went into this place, it just one reason we typed the signs of evidence because you know, I mean, brother was talking about, you know, even with Trump having a, like a little quote unquote peace treaty, whatever, with what's it, Putin, right? That's the leader of Russia, and Putin, and him even breaking that, just showing you, know, is giving, you know, you can see the animosity in the air, man. You can see like, hey, I bet, you know, but the signs are evident, man. You know, you got to physically see it or you don't, you know.
No, no, no. Grab that piece. So, you know, just the further more, you know, prove the study, you know, appreciate it. We're going to the Revelation, the 17th chapter. We'll start at verse 8.
I really started. I was yeah, I started one.
I would, you know, they don't get that. All right, so Revelation, the 17th chapter, verse 1. And the reason that came one of the seven angels he had to sit on vows and talk with him, saying unto me, come in, come and show unto me the judgment of the great order, that shall be defined with the waters.
So we all could just stop bringing out points we got, but that great whore is talking about America. You know, she's that great whore. You know, if a guy pimping, you know, you have a bunch of whores, whatnot you want to call it, right? You always have that one whore who sought out the most. Everybody, whether it be for her, how she looked, how her body built, things as such. You know, that great whore, right? America is that great whore that everybody loves. That, you know, as we read more in the chat, that everybody, you know, is fascinated with, like the word, right?
Verse 2, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of fornication. Such a
We realize what we're talking about here, because like you said, like with that wine, those philosophies. So he says all the kings of the earth and with all these nations, they've all been drunken with America's philosophies, right? America, you know, they got the pride systems and all that type of thing. You want to be where you want to be, right? They have a disrespect for, you know what I'm saying, for the faith of the Yahweh, so on and so forth. There's so many things, but again, they all do it, right? Just, you know, like just on in the worldly standpoint, like when you look on social media and you look at people that be in Japan and all that, they dress like people in America. They want to be like people in America. Or whenever that first happened, like when they first seceded, or not seceded, but when they first moved over here, they became an independent nation in 1776, right? This was known, like people like this in school, this became like a big melting pot, right? All the other nations wanted to be where in America. Why? Because you could do whatever you wanted to do.
First week, Revelation 17.
Good point. That was a good job, but I remember I was watching about it when you sing a long time ago, the lesson. He was like, man, America, like, you know, if you're a boy, you know, you can be a girl, you can be a boy, you know, a boy can be always for other than count. A man can be a dog, a girl can be a cat.
Man of freedom.
But that song, I put another point, the song, El Patron was singing in the camp they had, the 4-hour one, the 3 minutes, he was like, he was singing the song, proud to be an American, at least I can say I'm free. But that's what they professed of in that free will spirit, man.
Revelation the 17th chapter, verse 3. It so he carried me away in the spirit to the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet, and colored beast, full of men and black, and they said,
So we can go into these 7 heads, right? These 7 heads, you got Greece, Rome, Spain, Germany, well, Greece, Rome, Spain, Germany, Minor, which is Germany today, and Greece, Rome, Spain, French, Germany, Minor, and Great Britain. Right? That's 7 of them? Yeah. So say it again. So Greece, Rome, Spain, French, Germany Major, Germany Minor, and Great Britain. Right. So them are the 7 heads. Right. These are the 7 heads that it's talking about. Those 10 horns are the EU. Right. Yeah. It used to be I think it was the EEC, the European Economic Community, something like that. But they changed it to the European nation or NATO.
So let's continue on verse 4. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and hid with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, most of abomination and filthiness of her fornication.
I got a quick precept going into that Scarlet Pro. That's her costliness, right? It was a Trump did a press conference. I know it's a while back. 'Cause I was still in school and he was talking about how now it's the best time to get in bed with America. You're gonna get rich, you're gonna get you all this money. That's the costliness because America get out. That wine. America going to these countries help get all this money, so they look past the immortality, the filthiness, the fornication, the abomination that America profess. So this Revelation 18, right? And I started verse 10 real fast. It says, standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, alas, alas, that great city Babylon, about America, she's going into that mighty city, for 1 hour is thy judgment. And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth her merchandise anymore. The merchandise of gold, silver, precious stones, and pearls, and fine linen, and purple, and silk, and scarlet, and all dying wood, and all manner vessels of ivory, and all manner vessels of precious wood, and of brass, and of iron, and marble, and cinnamon, and odors, and ointment, and frankincense, and wine, and oil, fine flour, and wheat, and beasts, and sheep, and horses, and chariots, and slaves, and souls of men, right? It says, and the fruits that thy soul lusted after are departed from thee, right? Because they notice when it's lust over them, they don't really look at the abominations and things that America fair. They just like, hey, America bring us money, so hey, let's do it, right? It says, and all the things which were vanity and goodly are departed from thee, and thou shalt find them no more, right? It says the merchants of these things were made. Here's the point: the merchants of these things were made rich by her. Shall stand far off for the fear of her torment, weeping and wailing, right? Because now when America's getting took down, now when they get took down, and destroyed, like he said, I raised up Pharaoh, you gonna understand that. That's why America was put in the place that it's in now, because the Most High wanted to show the wicked. He allowed America to be formed, which is gonna go into to show the wicked, to show the world wickedness and the judges behind it, right? But these other nations, they drunk out the fornication of Babylon because America, like it says, it made rich by her. Right, and her going to America, right? So now when they see her destroyed, they're gonna be hurt. They're gonna be welling like, damn, like, wow, my America took down. First of all, they didn't rich no more. Saying like, what? We cook, right? So that's what it says. It says, and saying, alas, alas, that great city that was clothed in a fine lining, was brushes red and purple and scarlet, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls. For in 1 hour, so great riches had come to naught, and every shipmaster and all the company in ships and sailors, and as many by trade by sea stand afar off and cry when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, what city is like unto this great city? So that the point of all that reading that is going into how that scarlet, that purple is her costliness, how these countries get rich, things as such. But that's gonna backfire on all these people. Because when America destroyed, there ain't gonna be no more of that. They're gonna be bewailing and taking out. Once again, as Apostle Mark say, America get the cold, all these other countries get the food. But
So it's the back up in Revelation the 7th chapter. Let's start back up at verse 4. He's saying the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color,
like costliness.
and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having gold up in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of her and upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and the abomination of the earth. But it obviously refers to America, right?
And then Babylon represents confusion. The word Babylon means confusion.
So verse 6, and I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the martyrs of Yahusha. When I saw her, I wondered with great admiration.
We just quoted, but the saints are who I always go to. I forget 147 pages up, but I'm sure it's 148. Who the saints are? The saints are the Israelites. Yeah.
So verse 7, he said, an angel said to me, your forehead is thou marvel. I will tell you the mystery of the woman and the beast that killed her, which hath these 7 years and 10 horns.
Because when you understand it, those 7 hills, 2 horns that we talked about earlier, NATO, EU, those top Edomite empires, right? They all carrying America. America comes out of them, and they carrying America, right?
Revelation the 17th chapter, verse 8.
Another point is like they're gonna get tired of carrying on their back as well. They're gonna get tired of carrying America on their back.
Verse 8 said, the beast that thou sawest was, and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit, and go into tradition. Where tradition go into what? Destruction.
So
Right?
you read it again, verse 8.
The beast that thou sawest was and is not. It's out sin out of the bone pit.
So quick point. When Apostle John, when he have his vision, he's seeing is the Roman Empire and rulership, but then he's seeing them go away. And at the time it wasn't time for America to come in yet, but this is going into what America, that beast that, what is it? The beast that thou sawest was and is not. And shall ascend out of the bottomless pit. Let's talk about America, because America comes out of that bottomless pit, which is Europe, right? Revelation 20, right? America comes out of that bottomless pit, right? But at the time, it wasn't time for America to come in yet. So you see the Roman Empire go away, but then come back to America. As we quoted earlier, Revelation 13:3, that deadly wound that was healed on that beast, which was that was Roman Empire. They fall and they come back through the Roman, like they come back through the Renaissance, which we that rise Empire today. But
So verse 8 from the top, the beast that thou sawest was and is not. It shall ascend out of the bone pit and go into tradition. And that dwell on the earth shall wonder whose names are not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world. And they behold the beast that was and is not. And it is.
let's talk about
Right.
okay, I was gonna say that once again. Let's talk about America. And ultimately, if you're not of that elect, you cook. Like, that's the people who read that book of life. It's plain and simple. If you're not of that election, you up out of here, man. It's simple.
And also, right, I know this is back to the brother, right? So I start from the top, right? Revelation 17:8. That the beast that thou sawest was and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit and goes into perdition. And they that dwell on the earth shall wonder whose name is not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world. And when they behold the beast that was and is not, and it is. And here is the mind which hath wisdom, 7 days of 7 mountains, on which the woman sits.
So at first, and I was looking at my notes on this. This the precept when you understand it. Apostle, he ain't know Apostle John. This goes into how he even shows how the Spirit is dealing with the apostles and things. So not that at the time, Apostle John ain't know what this was talking about, but an angel came to him and broke it down to him, like telling him like, look, these 7 heads are 7 mountains. Mountains represent what? Mountains represent like governments, rulerships. Like these are 7 rulers. Like these are 7 kingdoms that will be inferior, right? And on which the woman sitteth. So America, like once again, they carrying America. But when you understand, like I was saying earlier, basically they all at a round table. They agreeing on something. Whatever America says, that's what actually goes down. America have that top say so. America always has that final say so, like a better word.
Right, so the verse 10 is saying there are 7 kings, 5 are fallen, and 1 is, and the other is not yet come. And when he comes, he must continue his first faith.
So we go into the seven kings, right? Which is the Greece, Rome, Spain, French, Germania Major, Germania Minor, and Great Britain, right? So we're going to the 5 that's fallen, right? The 5 that are fallen are the Greeks, the Spanish, the French, Germania Major, Germania Minor, right? And the one that is, right? The one that is talking about the Roman Empire, because as I said earlier, when he sees the Roman Empire was in rulership, right? And the one that's and the one that says it's coming to rule, but they must continue in short space. That's talking about Great Britain, because Great Britain, that's how America was really able to get away from Great Britain, because Great Britain wasn't like fully established; they wasn't really strong as much yet, right? So America was able to break away from them, right? But once again, he's seeing this. Whole vision, he's seen that the Roman Empire is in rule. That's why that's that one it is, right? But we can continue reading. So earlier we said the beast that was is not was America, right? And it says now he's the 8th head. That's what it say, right? It says
the beast that was and is not yet is the 8th head of the 7. And go into what?
tradition, right? So it's of the 7. If you want to deny history, you want to look past history, but you can't. We all know what America, Boston Tea Party, all that. It's a Revolutionary War, right? America broke away from Great Britain. Great Britain is the 7th head, right? America comes from 7th head. Point in, really, when we talk about it in we read verse 8, we understand that, like I was saying earlier, America was set up to show the world wickedness. That's why I said it goes to perdition. Ever since America came to rulership, it's been dying. It was set up to show the world wickedness and the judgment behind it. Right? So when it broke away, that's why I said when it came from that seventh head, it came from the seventh head, which is the eighth head, right? America's the eighth head, came from the seventh head, Great Britain, it goes to perdition, it goes to destruction. And that's what's going to come upon this place. That's why in prophecy, I quoted earlier in the chapter, 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3, that Son of Man be revealed, right? And the son of perdition, right? Also in Jeremiah 49, it said, Esau be made bare. He be discovered in his place. What is his place? America, right? Because so long they be trying to fake it and whatnot, but now they've been exposed for everything about it, right? So the scriptures tell you that the wicked going to be destroyed in his place. So who's the wicked and where's his place? The wicked is who? Esau, Edom. The earth is in the hands of the wicked. Who run this place? The wicked. And this place is going to be destroyed, man. It's going to be wiped out the face of the earth, man.
Continuing on, right, Revelation 17 chapter, and verse 12, it says the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, but received power as kings one hour with the beast.
If I'm not mistaken, it was originally 10 at first, or more joined, but when you search it up, it'd be like, I think Google always say 12, but it was originally like 10 at first. I think I put it in my notes. Let me see.
So they try to trick you up with a seed on that. But when you go through the history, you understand. I think, they just adding on to it. Because I think it was like smaller countries or small places that joined up with it. But those are the major ones with those.
So I got here my notes. 10 horns, the EU original 10 members. Ireland and UK are one. Portugal and Spain are one, but they just broke it up. So they end up, I don't know, I can't think of the rest. I don't got the rest of them in my notes, but when you try to search it up, it say originally it's 12 members, but it was originally 10 members, right? And Esau, they be trying to, like the brother saying, they always hide the truth. They be trying to hide it, but Lord willing, the Spirit always reveals and exposes it. Right?
So verse 13 said, these have one mind. These have one mind and shall give them power and speak it to the beast.
Once again, America has that. America's is that top country. America's that rulership, man. Ultimately, why? Because the Most High put them in that. Was that Jeremiah 51? The Most High has made them a golden cup in the Lord's hand. The Most High put them in the position that they're in, right? But they got that say so. They got that, what's the word for? They got that authority or that seniorship, whatever you want to put it, over these other countries, right?
So verse 14, these shall make war with the Lamb, with the power shall. And the Lamb shall overcome them, for he is full of glory, and the king, and they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful. Right? So in the midst of Romans 3, in which there's perdition and work going on, in the midst of them fight each other, and your house shall return, you go turn from fight each other, go turn fight your house shall
But this 2 Ezra 13, also it's a chapter. They just talk about the war ahead, but also 2 Ezra 13 going into it because they're gonna be scared to fight. Outside first, they're gonna be scared because it talks about he gonna come on the mountain, and that mountain refers to government things that says, but this time it's referring to a chariot because how big the chariot gonna be there. He gonna come in, and they're gonna be scared, but the most time they're gonna put the spirit on them to fight them.
So Michael Archangel, that's it. Right hand man when it comes to war. Right? So Michael Archangel is second in command in the heavens for the world. So quick precept to the Revelation 17 and 14 is Isaiah 30.5, and the precept to that is 10:18. Alright, so let's continue on to verse 15, Revelation 17:15. It says, these are waters which thou sawest, where before citizens are peoples, and multitude of nations and tongues.
So when you go up with Revelation 17 and 1, when it says, the latter part of it said, I will show thee the judgment upon, it's like I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore set upon many waters. So it's telling you the many waters, we're talking about the people. Because this great whore is, once again, it got that allure. It got that deceiving one. It got everybody caught up in his ways. Got everybody caught. Everybody loved the American lifestyle, the American dream. They got everybody filled up with that bullshit, right? But it's out upon everybody. We read Habakkuk 2 and 5 say they never keep that home. They go and gather people unto him all nations, right?
Verse 16, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire, and how that's going to be called by those gates, right? By the ICBM missiles, by those bombs, right? And your granddad sick of Israel, or that sick of Israel sits in China. And I think
A quick point on use of that precept.
he got a precept after I finished Revelation. Okay, we got two more precepts.
So the quick point there, and this is the point what we was really going into, how we brought out how Russia, things that says, because when you understand it, Russia is gonna, ain't Russia a part of the NATO thing that says, if I'm not mistaken, that's why they couldn't let Ukraine in, because ain't Russia and Ukraine and each other, they couldn't let Ukraine in because they would cause controversy, right? So how America want to back up. That's why America be trying to sneak and do little things for Ukraine. But they can't let Ukraine in because Russia's part of that. But at the end of the day, Russia's gonna be that one who come and get it popping, get it started. And when Russia get it started, those other allies he got, China, the one we named earlier, China, Iran, some Africa, Turkey, and so then they gonna bring those bombs upon America. They tired of it, right? Nations, Jeremiah 51:7. Nations are mad, man. They tired of this place. Right?
You can go on that.
I started with 13. 12.
Actually, okay, hold on. So it says, matter of fact, Russia's not necessarily part of NATO, but if it says, I searched it up, it said, no, Russia is not a member of NATO. North Atlantic Treaty Organization, NATO was really formed, 1949, right? As a military alliance to counter Soviet Union influence in Europe, right? But the point is, Russia's not part of NATO, but Trump is basically, they trying to keep peace with Russia. That's really what I meant to say. They're trying to keep that peace with Russia. So if they allow Ukraine to join in NATO, they would have to go against Russia, but they don't want to go ahead through Russia. All right, so Slacker, that was correct myself.
First that he was, right? They know that Russia will be the one that ultimately destroy them.
And ultimately the Most High setting that, it's that tension rising, but the Most High keeping it, because you got to think. The Most High told the angel what? To hold back those until that word of truth is sealed in that 144,000, right? So Trump them, you gotta think they don't move unless the Most High put the spirit in them to move. Job 33:15, right? So y'all can't join us, because y'all join, right? I mean, we're gonna have to defend y'all against Russia, which they not trying to go ahead with them right now. Ultimately, it's all the spirit behind by Shem Shah. I just want to correct myself.
That Jeremiah 51st chapter, verse 1. Right, but you can grab that real quick.
I only laugh because you guys are Christians break this stuff down. They look at you
Crazy, dumb as shit.
They wouldn't know where to start. That's funny. But this is 2 Ezra 16, starting at verse 12. So verse 12 it says, the earth quaketh, and the foundations thereof. The sea riseth up with waves from the deep, and the waves of it are troubled, and the fishes thereof also, before the Lord, and before the glory of all of his power. The bomb. Verse 13 says, for strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss.
They're gonna have the Most High spirit, control. They're gonna hit right where they're supposed to. And they gonna have this place here, man. It's like, I can't think of a exact movie, but I can just envision it, man. It's gonna be like, those movies to where they just boom, 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 and everybody going crazy, buildings falling. Like I can envision it, man. It's gonna be, you ain't gonna be able to escape. People gonna be standing, thinking it, boom, boom, boom. The only ones who gonna get through that is the elect, man. The only ones who gonna overcome it is the elect, man. There ain't gonna be no escaping it, man. Hey, you better tighten up, man.
Verse 13 it says, the top of 13 says, for strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss, when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. probably, because you said shot to the ends of the world, then have to talk about how, Esau's the end of this world, so it's talking about shot at the end of Esau. Type shit.
And also, I remember one point, or at one subject, or lesson, I'm going to say, at Apostle, the bar was going to tell America used to be known as the ends of the earth, the ends of the earth.
I forgot what's the name. Was it?
Ain't that crazy? When I searched it up, they tried to say, nah, this ain't it.
That's what I'm saying. That's why you can't really, like, you can search up shit, but, like, you gotta have that discernment, like, you gotta know what.
Like, the Apostle Christ say, speak on ChatGPT just searching up, see their thoughts and things. Says, I'm looking at it, man. Yeah, is America kind of in there? Like, no, but the Apostle Gabar breaking down smoothly name, and I was like, but one thing he said, ain't known as the West, and the Google thing said, yeah, this and that. As soon as you say that, oh, no. I'm like, man, it just goes into a portion of life, man. He's like, got that control right now. He able to get knowing too much, they hold on, man.
14 it says, behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. The fire is kindled and shall not be put out till it consume the foundation of the earth. 16, like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer returneth not backward, even so the plagues that shall be sent upon earth shall not return again. 17, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils, what shall I do when these evils shall come? Verse 19 says, behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for the many.
Nah, I feel like it.
Verse 20, it says, but for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges.
They don't have that self-mindset thinking of what they can do to save them. Right? Because that's why I say, my people are joyful lack of knowledge. So they say they have a zeal for God without knowledge. They don't understand, fear is the beginning. All these things going on, you still ain't. You're not gonna never get it. But the most I gotta, that's why he gotta wipe you off for you to truly understand what's really going on.
21, it says, behold, Israel shall be so good, cheap upon the earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall the evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion.
That's going all the way down to 228, right? Even lower than that, right? We just seeing a little sign of how things started back on TV, things still inflated, like with the house prices, certain things, but it seems a little example of this gas prices. But even then, though, we're gonna see a lot of things, continue to keep going. But like you said, people will start thinking they're in a good case, right? I trust somebody send out $2,000 to everybody,
That's all that needs, a couple dollars.
and that's all. And Trump know that's all he needs to win them money sign. You feel me? But like you say, even then, stuff he can go upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion, right? So you can finish up in
22, for many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the other that shall escape the hunger shall the sword destroy.
I'm brain not real fast. It's a good point. I ain't brought it up. I was looking for it in 95, just showing you this not the old wars you seen, right? I was telling the brother earlier, you see wars, then you watch the movies like Spartans, things that such.
spears and shields
but it says, for every battle of the warriors was confused noise, swords clanging, things that such, and garments rolled in blood. They might cut a dude's arm off, blood spatting all over. But he said, but this shall be with burning and full of fire. How's that gonna be? The nukes, the bombs, the things that such, And when they dropped the bomb, though, you ever see how the Nagasaki, around the fifth grade, was learning about this, right? They were saying how the people's shadows were left on the porch and all that, because when that bomb hit, it hit and that radiation, that heat, it wiped so fast,
Just so that damn wind is.
but it comes like it's like a toxic wind where it hit it down there. People's skin was falling off their bones, like it roasting out.
So you do somebody, that thing is just running down there right there. I think the water, that's that thing with the nuclear, the water, everything was contaminated. Straight radiation, contamination, high nuclear, that's crazy.
Yeah, but I remember a long time ago we went to the movie like 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Mm-hmm.
It's so crazy. It's crazy. So Russia was coming through America letting out bad air.
Oh, that's what it was in the movie?
Yeah. So 10 Cloverfield Lane, when he wrecked the girl's car, took her on the ground the whole time. When the girl got outside, it's like a plane coming.
Like a plane.
But it's letting out toxic air. And it's Russia.
It's killing the people.
So you can't be outside. So Buddy had built underground.
That's crazy.
Buddy had a house underground.
Years ago. I might have to watch
Yeah,
this.
it's called 10 Cloverfield Lane.
That shit is talking like
Oh,
14,
we
13
young.
years ago.
Was a movie to watch that. Long story. Young and dumb.
Can you read the last verse for me? That's it.
So let's say Genesis 16, verse 22. And it reads, for many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish from famine, and the hunger that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy.
Basically just saying is there is no escape. You know what I'm saying? You can't get away from it. If a bomb don't get you, you know what I'm saying, hunger don't get you, somebody will, you know what I'm saying? Somebody don't, maybe, an animal, you know what I'm saying? Something, either way.
You said you could bring out run into a line for the fifth. Hey, that came to mind when you break it down.
Since Amos 5 and I started 18, it says, warns you that desire the day of the Lord to what it is in for you. The day of the Lord is darkness and not light, as if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him, or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall and the serpent bit him. Shall not the day of the Lord be darkness and not light, even very dark and no brightness in it. So, like I said, there's no escape from it. When the Lord has your lot to be destruction, there's nothing you can do. Like the scripture says, and it says it a couple times, but there's none that can deliver out of the Lord's hand. You can't escape judgment that's set for you.
I got a quick precept of that, how they elect to overcome him. It's Revelation 12 and 11. It says, and they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb, which is Yahushua, and by the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives unto death. Right? So understanding, the elect, right? The elect are those ones, who we go to that word of testimony, where the testimony is what? The spirit of prophecy. So the elect, the ones who have the vision to see and understand the things to come. So these signs that are evident, they would prepare themselves through the spirit of probably how about Yahushua. That's why I say clothe yourselves in the garment. How about Yahushua? Take the shield of faith. Right? These things are gifts that we have, the knowledge and understanding, the faith, these things are gifts that how about Yahushua give us to us to prepare us for that day. That's why it says when his brother was reading it, and it says, the day of the Lord is gonna be darkness, right? But thank you. Yahushua brought us to light, so therefore we're gonna have the light to overcome it and get through that, through His Spirit, through His Spirit power. How about Yahushua?
But I got let's see, we just finished off Revelation 17 chapter. So I was about to put that verse 16. Right, saying in the 10:1, if thou stars upon the beast, you shall hate the Holy Spirit and shall make her desolate and naked. Right, those bones, right? So that they destroyed, they'll never be built up again. Right, so it's going to become the desert. Right, all that is going to be, and it's like wow, the desert,
Isaiah.
It was nuts. I just that it's gonna be like a memorial to like show like the other nations like not typical like what's gonna happen if
Even to us, like
you know what I'm
we gonna
saying.
see that like what
Living in that
more,
field.
more gonna like hey, that's what y'all had to go through to see how it's gonna be there. You feel me?
Another sweet stuff.
Those things real. They
Yeah,
gonna let know they gonna know.
yeah, the nation gonna abide by this shit, no doubt.
Isaiah 2, they're going to cling into Isaiah was saying we should follow the other link of Jacob. But quick precept real fast. Quote 1, Isaiah 34:16. This quick precept backing up on how Babylon is going to be filled of. Isaiah 34:16 tell you, how it's going to be a desert. But Isaiah, it's just like this, Revelation 18:2, it says that he cried mighty with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen. It's fallen and become the habitation of devils and the hold of every foul spirit and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird. That's all it's going to be over there. Unclean spirits and those filthy animals things that's a desert owl thing that's a
Especially when, especially the story, when the elites and, motherfuckers come back over and look at the bones and shit like that. It's gonna be no bird thinking that the flesh of those, the flesh is like on the ground and bones and that's it. And they still got the good shit to be laughing at this stupid
I got another quick piece of it, man. Isaiah 13:20, right? It says, it shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt from generation to generation. Neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherd make their fold there. When you understand Isaiah 13 is going into the destruction of Babylon. They thought the natural man will receive it, or read and think it's talking about ancient Babylon, but it's talking about America, right? So this is the priest I think he was looking for. It says, it never be inhabited. But verse 21 says, but wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and the house shall be full of doleful creatures, and owls shall dwell there, and statters shall dance there, and the wild beasts of islands shall cry in their desolate houses, and dragons in their pleasant places. In her time begins to come, and her days shall not be prolonged. So
what was that?
Isaiah 13, I read from verse 20 down to 22. But the whole chapter, is going into, the destruction of Babylon, how it's going to never be inhabited again, but it's going to be destroyed. Right? Once again, Isaiah 34:16 tell you the smoke shall be forever and ever, meaning this place is going to be never inhabited again, but it's going to be a desert, man.
So, Revelation 17:17, last of the confessed 20:10, horns with thou sawest, upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire. Right? We explained it already, verse 16, for Yahweh has put in their hearts to fulfill his will,
Destroy this place, now, but you'll read, I thought you will go to Job 33, we're talking about verse 15, quick precept of that, because just how we talked earlier, how the Most High put the spirit on Trump to wake up and go do what he did overnight, whatnot, but do the little thing with the Venezuela, the article we're gonna get into. The Most High put the spirit on him to do that, because that's them signs. If other people gonna see it and not slick, they ain't gonna pay much really attention to it. But the ones who have the spirit out to see, and these are evident signs. These are signs that showing you like, hey, we give them that watch time. We need to be more. I was talking about that camp, man, being more circumspect, being vigilant, sober and vigilant, paying attention, because hey, things are ramping up. Really, when we close out, I can read the RV close out with 2 Ezra 9:1. Close out with that. You can read that real fast. We have that.
John, I was just going to say with the how he put his spirit on Trump, saying we're going to put his spirit on you everywhere. Lead us to this story, right? To fulfill his will, right? Of course, Yahweh Shai the angel, right? But they go, Yahweh Shai the angel is basically the icing on top, right? But yeah, you got it.
So, I gotta find it though. I might just have to
What do you say?
He basically just said how all the kings are in the hands of the Lord.
Oh, Proverbs 20,
Proverbs 21 and 1. It says the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, as the rivers of water, and turneth it whithersoever he will. Man. So the people of the earth, that's that lost their free will thing. Because it's the Lord that he changes it however he so pleases.
Quick point, even when you read Romans 9, right? even with that scripture going to two, that scripture twofold. Cause even with Jake, you know how he's talking about the vessels unto wrath, unto you know the vessels dishonor. That's twofold going to Jake as well because the Most High know all spirit. Ezekiel 18, all souls are mine. Right, so we understand it. You know, the Most High knew who you are. The Most High knew you would do these things. Where he knew Esau would be that wicked who would do these things. He knew that Jake would be that bugged out to do this. Jake would be that bugged to do that. You know, so nobody resists his will. You know, like I said, you know, some people might ask, why has thou made me this? Because who resisted his will? You know, you doing exactly what he knew you would do. Exactly what he said you would do, man. Right? But you got that Job 33.
You should start 15.
You really can start at verse 13, 20, or 20 verse 16.
Job 33 and 13, it says, why dost thou strive against him? For he giveth not account of any of his matters.
Because you can't go against not Yahweh Shah said. What he said was going to get done.
For the Most High speaketh once, yet twice, yet man perceiveth it not.
Mm-hmm.
In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men, and slumberings upon the bed, then he openeth the ears of men and sealeth their instruction.
So Most High put the instructions in those men to go out and do these things. How you gonna put the spirit? You know that's why in Ezekiel 38 is why he told he gonna put his spirit on Russia and they gonna come out of the north and they gonna come against America, man. You know, it's all the will of Yahweh Shah, man. This is his show. This is what he said is what's gonna get done. So it's Revelation 17 from the top. So you how have to put it in their hearts to fulfill his will and to agree and give that kingdom to the beast, to the words of his Father said he fulfill. Quick point. So that's why, once again, Jeremiah 51, that's why America's that golden cup. Because the Most High put the spirit on them until the time for it to be fulfilled to what he said do in Revelation 17, 16. So it's time for them to come up and destroy them. Until that time, these nations would carry America. These nations they'll get their power to the beast. America's going to be that top seat in the rise Roman Empire. You know, America's going to be that top seat made over. Once again, when America got the flu, it's like when America got the cold, everybody else got the flu. Right? Until that time fulfilled to where the Most High, when he set it off, just know it's going to be on the pop. But, so the Revelation 17 and 18, just to prove your point, we're saying the wonder which thou sawest is the great city, which reigneth over the kingdom of the earth, right? And you know which reigneth over the kingdom of the earth, is referring to America. America has that power over the nation. Although at this point they're losing that power, right? As you can tell, as America has followed right? But they still have a sway over the world, right? So, and this is Isaiah 13:2. This is where the Most High wanted that banner to be waved over. You know, that banner like a flag. This really represents the Bible. This is where the Most High wanted that truth to be taught because the uttermost part. This is where the wickedness is not to go on that. This is where mainly our people are there as well. Mainly where deliverance is going to happen there. And he raised that banner right through this place because Most High is against this place. And once again, prophesied the downfall of this kingdom and also give a warning unto Jake. Right? Alright, so we're going into this article real quick, right? For the ones who, you know, haven't known, right, which is the Watchtower, we all should know by now that America has strike the capital of Venezuela and takes Maduro captive, right? Maduro is president, right? So America, you know, obviously y'all seen how they strike into Venezuela, right? It's you know, a step closer to what World War III, right? Can you grab try and grab Revelation the middle chapter, let's say second Lord's pass and thing on quickly. Can you grab Matthew 24:6? And God, these are just steps, right? It's leading up to what would be, right? These are the wars, the rumors of wars, the threat. Things of that subject that the Heavenly Father had mentioned, right? Matthew Revelation 11 and I thought verse 13 and 14 said in the same hour there was a great earthquake and the 10th part of the city fell and the earthquake was slain were slain of men 7,000. You know that what's going to cause an earthquake, so it's fall and destruction. It says and the remnant were affrighted and gave glory to the power of heaven. The the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe come quickly.
So we just showing how that third world is what the World War III is gonna soon to come, right? And all of these are invented leading up to World War III. But until World War III go to that for head of steam, what has to come first? The LTV, right? And it's a lot of articles. I'm not gonna read into the article, the title at the end. But Trump and Iran to change threats as another crisis comes. But looms
And that's important. Because as we said earlier, that's one of the countries that's going to come with Russia, Iran. The signs of evidence.
God, just hold on, I got a screenshot. Cause
Tony, when we say he broke the peace with Cuba, so he was really telling that.
now I'm finna grab that too, but Russia, China, and Iran back up Venezuela politically and economically, right? And like I said, they likely wouldn't fight the U.S. directly as of now. Like I said, but could retaliate, right? Yeah, cyber operations, arms transfer, or economic pressure, right? So I'm gonna grab this other one really quick too. Or Putin, right? And it said despise peace talks, right? Putin still threatening. Hold on, let's see if I can find it. God, so it says despite peace talks, Putin deployed unstoppable nuclear capable Origin Yusuf, right? Hey, that's how you know me. Hey, all these things leading up to World War III, man.
So like, read that post from you was like, what you were saying, like it could be like, they could retaliate, but maybe not yet. It was talking about everybody in Russia, China.
So it said Russia, China, and Iran back Venezuela politically and economically.
What was that third point?
Diplomatic and economic pressure.
So when you do your research, especially on the economy, right? When you go into how America is in trillions of dollars of debt, right? But one of the main places that they owe money to is China. You know what I'm saying? So if China really, really want to shut them out, they really can't.
That's why at one point, what China was like, when basically our dollar don't matter to them no more. A lot of people were shutting down the U.S. dollar, but also basically like fuck trade with them. We don't want to trade with them. We get a lot of shit say made in China. Like a lot of shit say made in China. Like,
That's when Trump was fucking up around with them tariffs and shit. That's why there was a big controversy with all those tariffs and stuff because he was trying to tax, the shipment to people shipping things in.
when the what is that when all the like the ports went on strike? Yeah, I remember that. That's like what is it, like last year? Right. Somewhere like the beginning of the year last year when they went on strike. First Thessalonians 5:3. It's First Thessalonians 5 and verse 3. It says, when they say something, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction comes upon them as travail upon the woman with child, they shall not escape.
You see how Putin, they said despite peace talks, right? What people still doing? They still talking about unstoppable nuclear missiles. They still are war the things that they say, right? So it's crazy how they saying even with Trump doing all this to cause peace, right? No war, this and war, he goes out there and fucking bomb Venezuela, right? And take it fucking president. Like, come on, man. Come on, like, you feel me? So that piece of safety, they've been showing you how the soon as piece of safety gone, that's when the fucking destruction is going to call right after, right?
I'm trying to find this movie real fast. It's basically like this girl, she in like the army or whatnot, and these bombs supposed to hit the top cities in America like Cali, Atlanta, New York. You know what I'm talking about? I can think of the name of it. I don't think it's called Interceptor or something like that, but they got the little things. Basically, they blocking her out from pressing little flares that would basically blow the bombs up in the air. So basically, what they mean, America don't got nothing that bitch go off. Yeah, can you remember when who that shot bombs over here, but they shot them down before they even got to us? That was just a while ago.
Yeah, just a couple months ago.
So
damn, was that Dallas?
I forgot who that was who tried to.
I forgot, but yeah, they was like Trump like man, they don't know the fuck they doing. They fucking around stopping one like man, y'all get yourselves killed.
But yeah, I'm trying to find that movie, but I want to read down real fast and this too as well. It says, "But ye brethren are not in darkness, if they should overtake you as a thief, but you are the children of the light, the children of the day. For you understand that they represent the kingdom, and we are not of the night nor of darkness. For you understand it. Night is the end of the day, right? This is the end of Esau kingdom by darkness, but we are children of the day. Right? You know, the daytime is light. You know, the light represents the kingdom because it's a new day coming. Day is the beginning of a new day. So night is the end of the day, right? So we at the end of this kingdom, and the new day is coming. We're gonna enter to the kingdom. We have about to have a shot, a new day.
With that, Trump, America already have a tension with China, right? With China, so you already have a tension with China. Fucking in war with Venezuela. You trying to have peace talks with Russia because you trying to do too much going to battle with Russia, but Russia is on China outside. Russia people in there, they have them China just came to an agreement, right? So now, hey, all these tensions and rumors and these threats are going out to America, right? China even said that they ready for war, right? So they ready for anything, terrorist wars, world war. They already said they ready.
Yeah, that's what it's called. It's called Interceptor. It came out in 2022. Well, everybody likes it, but it's a movie you watch, man. It's a movie basically like, so like I was saying, like, it's crazy that, once again, you know, you gotta watch these because they show you these things in movies. But they got bombs set. Now, they say U.S. military base. They got bombs set in the top cities in Cali, Atlanta, New York. Like, these bombs going straight to these places. Like, and it's coming from these. Yeah, it's good. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm pretty much like, oh, now this ain't just no coincidence to have movie. Now, I know what. In my ear, this time, I know the truth, but I'm not just seeing things spiritually. How you look at all things spiritually. Oh, man, this is nothing.
You got it, Matthew, you know, Matthew 24, 33, then you jump down to 26. Right, then you go, let's say, every time we finish off the, now I'm going to read this real quick, Revelation 6 and 4. It says, there went out another horse that was red. The horse that was red. So, you know, so the power.
It's like I was about to say, you know, Idumea, but in Greek, Edom means red. That's the Greek way to say, you know, Idumea.
So it says, verse 5 too. So it says, there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth. That's what he did. He took peace from the earth. He was wicked, right? Along with the wicked rulership, there's no peace from the earth. But it says, and they also the wars, right? They say, which can further explain, he says, and so
A quick point out to cut you off. But that's how you even know they cap, bro. Because 1949, right? And that's when they put the people in our homeland. That was supposed to be the beginning of peace. That was supposed to be the end of the war thing. So,
When Israel returns back to their homeland, there's not supposed to be no more war.
well, how the fuck is like fighting? Come on, man. Like, hey, everything is really simple. What the say? Sirach 39:24. Playing it to the Holy somebody says like, man, it's right in front of the face, man. It's just Jake don't want to see it.
Yeah, like the whole Jewish thing with the Palestinians, that should never happen if the true people are backing that.
yeah, that's how you know they're the fake chosen people, right? They're the fake Jews. God, so we'll finish off verse 6 and 4. He said, there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and they that should kill one another. And there was given to him a great sword, right? You saw Edom, what's his blessing is? The sword, man. So that's what the Lord gave to Esau, and he, right, disrupting everyone's peace, right? And having everyone kill each other, going these wars and things, right? He could be doing shit, really. Because what was the reason of them bombing Venezuela? They was doing shit. I thought America had all the resources, right? That's why you go back to Isaiah 14 and 10. They're like, damn, you become weak as weak. Like, come on, you gotta do all that. Come on, y'all supposed to be the resource. You know what I'm saying?
As well. But I got a quick piece of it fast. Isaiah 14 and 15, right? It says, yet thou shalt be brought down to the hills beside the pits of it, America will be destroyed. It's like, the power of those elites, right? It says, they shall see, they that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms? that made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened out the house of his prison. Right there, that horse with Esau Edom, man, they go out, they take the peace from the earth, man. All these bombs, bombing cities, bombing places like, they do too much. That's why Second Peter, what says 3 tells you, man, the kingdom that's coming, kingdom how about Yahweh, the kingdom of peace and righteousness, man. That's why Yahweh say, then when you get your peace, I got 2 and 9. You ain't gonna find no peace here. Like the 2 says, it's not your rest, man. This place is gonna be destroyed. This place is gonna be forever wars going on. All that, man. It's just that Jake ain't lived in the times of how it was when World War II was going on. So Jake, smooth. Think about them kids in school every other day. They gotta do bomb threat situation. I remember in school we used to practice things like they talking about get under a desk. What a, I was like, come on, what? Come on, man. I ain't got, but yeah, the times are coming, man. You just prepare your way.
This is Matthew 24:6. And it reads, "And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet." God 7. For nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places.
And the word evident, the definition of the word evident, it's obvious. It's obvious, it's plain, it's simple. Right? So I close out with closing pre second Ezra, the brother I got let up. The second Ezra 9, then we'll read down to verse 8. I said, this is kind of, I ain't necessarily say plain, we have to break it down, go into it, we will, but we understand it, you get it. But it says, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, as I said earlier with the prophet Amos chapter 1, when I'm stating, when they asked Yahushua, hey, will this again, the time be restored to Israel? And tell him, no man know the time but the Father, but these are signs that's showing you, I've told you before, right? It says, thou shalt understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when thou shalt be seeing earthquakes and uproar of the people in the world, then thou shalt well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. Even so the times of the highest have plain beginnings and wonder and effect, the wonder and powerful works, and ending in effects and signs, right? The signs are evident, right? That everyone that shall be saved shall be able to escape by his works and by faith, whereby ye have believed, shall be preserved from the said perils, and shall see my salvation in my land, within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. Ephesians chapter 1 and 4, man. The elect has been ordained. Those same ones who believe back then, same ones who believe today. The ones who don't believe, guess what? They're gonna be in that darkness. Most I got them in that spirit of sleep. They ain't gonna be able to see these signs. So when the time comes, hey, you gonna have to take your little come with it. Everybody get a reward for their works.
Sit down, once again, all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Hakadash, double honor to the elder apostle, the elder bishop, the great minister, shalom to the Shalom.